Senator Scott, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank each of you for being here. Can each of you just tell me what your pitch is? I joined the Navy at 18, and when I joined the Navy, the pitch was that I wanted to defend the freedoms of the country. I wanted to be part of the most aggressive fighting force in the world. My dad joined the Army. I think he lied about his age. He was under 18. He did all the combat jumps at the 82nd Airborne. Only 3,000 people did that. He joined because he wanted to defend the freedom of the country. So, for each of you, why should a kid like me, 18 years old, what's the pitch?
Senator Scott, I'll start. I think it's very similar to that. The first thing we want is you to serve your country, come be a part of something bigger than yourself, be a part of our national security, and be a part of the greatest fighting force in the world. In addition, serving in the Army provides you, whoever you are, limitless possibilities for your career.
Can I just stop you for a second? What's your favorite ad that says that?
I'm going to be partial and just say our recent Be All You Can Be ads.
Senator, thank you for the question. For the Navy and Marine Corps team, it is a team that does incredible things around the globe every day, 24/7. And whether it's serving in the Indo-Pacific aboard a ship, on an airplane, on a submarine, if you're a Marine doing the most incredible things that Marines can do, the opportunities are amazing. And just think about this. An individual can come out of high school, join the Marine, become a certified cyber operator, and do things that they cannot do in the private sector. They can be a world-class hacker with the missions that Navy or Marine Corps cyber forces carry out every day, and that's something you cannot find in the private sector.
Senator, similarly, we focus on opportunity and a sense of purpose, and all of the things that my colleagues mentioned about the ability to serve our nation, to help with our national defense, but also the opportunities for high-tech careers in cybersecurity, in data and analytics as a doctor, a nurse, a pilot, the educational opportunities. I mentioned earlier, 160,000 degrees have been given to our current workforce since they became part of the active duty Guard and Reserve for the Department of the Air Force. So those are all things that we think are not getting out in terms of the messaging currently, and that we're continuing to emphasize in our marketing.
So if you're making the same pitch as you made when I was there, it sounds like, why is it not working? I mean, we didn't have when I served, we didn't have a problem getting people to show up. What are you guys doing that it's not working?
Well, Senator, as we talked about earlier in the testimony, there are some factors that come into play here. First of all is the labor market. So in periods of time historically where we have a really tight labor market and low unemployment, regardless of pitch, it can be very challenging in terms of facing recruiting headwinds. And also some of the changes we made in the Army fairly recently to recalibrate our messaging, to reintroduce the Army as an employer of choice with those career opportunities that we just talked about. That's only been done in the last several weeks, and we look forward to continuing that effort.
Senator, the Navy and Marine Corps are in a competition for talent, and I saw a banner the other day that said, join this business, make a good salary, get college paid for, get retirement benefits, get health benefits. 10 years ago, that would have been a Navy or Marine Corps recruiting banner. That's a banner for a big box store where you'd go work retail. So we are in a competition for talent. The world is changing around us. There are Americans who are less propense to serve. We need to get at that with a real campaign of what it means to serve our country, not only for our country, but for the individuals who agree to do that. So we need to attack this on multiple fronts.
And Senator, we need to tackle this misperception that joining the military is putting your life on hold. I think one of the ways that we didn't do that particularly well in recent years was because of COVID and the lack of the ability for our recruiters to get into the schools and help them to understand some of the benefits. So that's opening up now. We have a lot better ability to do that. We're using digital marketing to get that message out. I also think that partnering with this committee to figure out ways that collectively we can get that positive message out instead of some of the coverage that people hear through the media that might be more negative and focused on the things that are some of the challenges that are leading to misperceptions about military service rather than the benefits.
So I think in a conversation you guys had with Senator Wicker before I was here, you talked about I think were you talking about the difference between equity and equality? How do you deal with that? What is the difference in y'all's mind between equity and equality, and how does that play into your recruiting efforts?
Senator, our approach, as we've talked about, is to cast the widest possible net for talent anywhere it is. So that includes, for us, geographic diversity, diversity of perspective, different parts of the country that we haven't recruited in before. We need to cast that wide net for talent and make sure that the Army is the place where everybody sees that they have a role.
Sir, there is a toolbox of different initiatives, but they're all aimed at a similar thing. That's building teams to achieve the military mission. General Berger, Commandant of the Marine Corps, was recently asked about this, and he views as two of those toolboxes in his toolkit to build the team that the Marine Corps needs.
Senator, we want diverse, powerful teams that are engaged and connected. And in some areas, we're seeing where we have lower retention, we have lower promotion rates, we have higher non-judicial punishment rates among different areas of our workforce, and we want to understand the root causes for that. Is there something better that we can do to help make sure that everybody feels engaged and is ready to serve?
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Scott. Senator Kelly, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, thank you to all the witnesses for being here.